Okay, but let me ask you something, that Canada being the I mean, it's like India produces maximum IT professionals, Canada produces comedians. Okay, so you are not in minority in Canada. I mean, there are so many comedians which are, I mean, you have that show just for laugh,
Just for
right?
laughs, the
Just
festival
for
no show,
laughs.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an outstanding channel. But then when you see Canada's culture evolving in such a liberal way, that the Canadian conservatives are also liberals. Actually, I mean, a Canadian conservative is a liberal in America. I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at it, yeah.
On a lot of issues, more right wing on some issues, like your taxes and whatever. Like they'll want to cut the corporate. But yeah, you're right that Canadian Conservative Party is probably closer politically to the American Democrat Party than the Republicans.
So my question is that, let's, if we go to the root cause of the problem, and let me look at the questionnaire which I prepared. What I think, that the phenomena of the so-called liberal parties, okay, all over the world. I'm not saying it's specific to Canada. Let's go to America, India, or other countries. The parties which claim to be the liberal parties, they want to capitalize on the immigrants, be it legal, illegal, because they
Yeah.
think that these people are my permanent vote bank. They're going nowhere. I mean, if you see the situation in Toronto, or New York, or Chicago, or you see the Los Angeles and San Francisco, or the border of America, even in India. In India, we have in New Delhi, there are 40,000 illegal immigrants who live in different slums, and they're illegal immigrants. We all know about it, but we're not supposed to talk about it. So, so do you see this as a phenomenon that everybody is doing it?
Yeah, in a way, I think you kind of outlined the incentives to do this, right? It's like vote bank strategies, and I think we're starting to see some of the flaws in that, right? Especially in Canada, like the parental rights movement, right? This is the insane sex ed curriculums, the teaching trans stuff to 7-year-olds and all this. And when you import people, let's say from Iraq, they're going to have views of Iraqis. And Saddam Hussein and whatever Iranian proxy ruled after him, Saddam Hussein was not famous for dancing in the Pride Parade. He did not have a gender unicorn in schools. Same thing with Lebanon, Syria, Somalia, Eritrea, like a lot of these countries. So one of the flaws of the left is they believe that because they are the morally upright, virtuous people, and they stand for the rights of the Browns, that the Browns will then be like them, right? Have the same opinions as them because they are good, they are smart, and they support migrants and immigrants and diversity. But they don't understand these cultures at all. It's just this sort of, I'm over here above you, and I'm protecting you from Daniel Boardman, the big, evil, scary, right-wing talking head guy. And I think, like, the reason why I think the success I've had in India is, like, paralyzed a lot of people in Canada who are critical of me is it's sort of a culture, a shock to them that I actually have some understanding of Indian society that they don't. And it's not like a deep understanding, right? It's a complicated, multifaceted society with, I think there's 1.5 billion Indian people and like 2.5 billion languages spoken there or something like that, right? So like the incredible, like we talked about cultural diversity and all that, like India is sort of incomprehensible to anyone, even Indian experts, right? But there is at least some sense of that I get your political situations, your human beings, you can map on. And it's not so hard to delineate that, the guy with running a terrorist training camp, AK-47s going, kill, 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 kill. We're going to kill all the Hindus, Khalistan Tiger Force, kill, 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 kill. He might be a bad guy and we shouldn't be doing this, right? And I think there's a lot of like gaslighting. I get it as a Jew because we get it too, but also in the Hindu community, like there's a lot of gaslighting where you're looking at Hardip Singh Najjar running a literal terrorist training camp, like praising it in his institutions and everyone around him. They don't even hide it. They put up billboards, the posters, they make speeches, they film it themselves and put it out. How much more evidence do you need, right? But Canadians are burying their heads in the sand. And it's sort of this shock that a lot of like my opponents are dealing with, where it's like, no, I'm protecting these communities from Daniel. And then they see that the perception of their community is, no, I'm the one standing up for them against, the center left enabling of terrorism. And then they really can't grasp with this because I think there's a belief that they want to have that everyone on the right is a white person and standing for white people. Like that's a lot of the Western things. And when you get down to it, well, like, no, here I am, like talking about, very popular in the Iranian community because I stand up to the Islamic Republic and I support the Iranian people's struggle for freedom. And I'm very popular now in the Indian community because I stand up against, Khalistani terrorists who want to murder them all. And quite clearly I do this, right? And it's sort of the shock that, all the people they're claiming that they're protecting from me, like, oh no, I'm actually standing with it. And it's this sort of, bewilderment that is, I think, just had a lot of, like, the alt-right Telegram channels are very mad at me. They always have been, the insane communists, whatever. But these sort of, classical center left establishment types who would turn their nose up in the air at me and this, I think they're having a very hard time understanding, or they're starting to understand maybe and see the light. So I think there is some positive to a lot of this now, where you're seeing the realignments, you're seeing a lot of these vote bank politics stuff failing. I mean, again, a lot, you're right, like they're trying to rig census data. They're trying to fast track the ability for people to vote who just came in as refugees or migrants, like not go through the full citizenship. Like you could vote on permanent residence. And like, yeah, that's such a clear, like the liberals are importing a voting base. But this is dangerous to them, because when you do that, part of that narrative is like you want to keep them angry. Like a part of the left-wing thing is you want to sell the narrative that you are poor and oppressed and life is worse for you than it is for them because the system is racist. Vote for us, we'll fix the racism, you'll do better. But that's pretty contingent on them being poor, right? So the incentives are to keep them poor and oppressed, to sell them a boogeyman.